Hi, everyone, and welcome to day 27 of 30 days before Halloween on Adams for the Love of Movie Picks. Tonight's category is going to be scary location horror movies. Basically, the location of where the horror movie takes place is what really adds the scare factor, the main essential part of the movie. So, first up on the list is Silent Hill and Silent Hill Revelation, basically Silent Hill 1 and 2. Both of these are based off the widely popular video game. And yeah, just super spooky. Yeah, it stars, let me see here, Radha Mitchell, Sean Bean, Laurie Holden, Kim Coates. I think that's about it for the well-known actors in this one. So, a little known fact about this movie that maybe not many people know, it's not only based off the widely popular video game, it's also based off of a real-life event that happened. So the premise of Silent Hill is that this town exists. It's basically abandoned. It's got a coal vein running under the town, and the whole coal thing caught fire. So the town is literally burning underneath. There's a town in Pennsylvania, if memory serves me right, called Centralia, where this really happened. A coal seam caught fire under the town, and the whole town had to be abandoned. It's still burning to this day. The movie itself is unable to accept the diagnosis that her daughter should be permanently institutionalized for psychiatric care. Rose, Radha Mitchell, flees with her child to the deserted town of Silent Hill in search for answers. It's soon clear this place is unlike anything she's ever been. It's smothered in fog, inhabited by strange beings, and periodically overcome by living darkness that literally transforms everything it touches. Rose begins to learn the history of the eerie town and realizes that her daughter is just a pawn in a larger, terrifying game. So for me, I mean, besides the town is really creepy, just the creatures in it are really creepy. All the different when the darkness takes over the town, all the different terrible creatures that come out are just absolutely terrifying. And it even says in the case, will shatter your senses and leave you breathless. I think that's been a pretty accurate description. So really great movie. If you've never seen Silent Hill, highly recommend checking it out. Now, Silent Hill Revelation, for me, I personally like Silent Hill better. I think it's a little more scary. I think the story's a little more thought out. Silent Hill Revelation, to me, is more like a video game. Like a literal video adaptation of the video game. But anyways, return to a place of insanity and blood-curdling chills in the shocking sequel to one of the most surreal and gruesome horror films ever created. Heather Mason and her father have always tried to stay one step ahead of the malevolent forces intent on their destruction. But on the eve of her 18th birthday, a dangerous revelation leads her deeper into a demonic world that threatens to trap her in a nightmarish landscape forever. Based on the hugely popular video game series and written by this person, it's a psychological trip into absolute terror unlike anything you've ever known. Total scare fest. It's still a good watch. Highly recommend seeing it, but like I said, I like the first one better. The only other one that I have on this one is the Chernobyl Diaries. Now, this movie is based off of some fact, and it's some fiction. The fact is, it's based. Now, I don't know for the movie if they actually shot it any scenes in Chernobyl, but I mean the movie's supposed to take place in the Chernobyl. Now, if anybody's not familiar with it, and I believe it was April 1986, Chernobyl nuclear facility in Ukraine, more specifically near the town of Pripyat, experienced a catastrophic meltdown of one of its reactors. It released a huge amount of radiation. The town had to be abandoned. It's still radioactive to this day, although the radiation has died down some. But yeah, it's a really interesting place. I mean, me personally, if I ever get the chance, I would love to check it out. I think it's absolutely cool to see this town just frozen in time by a disaster. But the basis of this one is that that this radiation, when it was released, mutated some of the townsfolk who didn't leave, and turned them into terrifying creatures. It's just a super creepy movie. Takes place in a super creepy location, but it's still a really good movie, good storyline. Highly recommend checking out Chernobyl Diaries if you've never seen it. All three movies I would say are rated R, not recommended for a younger audience. That's it for day 27, folks. I hope you enjoyed those categories. Check out those movies if you've never seen them. Even if you have, check them out again. You will not be disappointed. Take care, and we'll see you tomorrow night for day 28.